To this quick video on smart learning, we are talking about history of people, the Vikings. The Vikings lived more than 1000 years ago. Their home was Scandinavia and Northern Europe, but they were famous for the long sea journeys to distant lands. The Vikings are the people who lived in Scandinavia or the Northern Europe, the area where it is almost snow-filled. They had long ships. Viking boats were called the long ships. They were built from wood and were fast and strong enough to cover vast distances. It carried about 80 Vikings who rowed and sailed the ship. The people were strong enough and brave enough. They could row the ship and they could fight. The Vikings reached North America in about year 1000. And then AD. AD is after Jesus Christ. Warrior duty. Being a brave warrior was an important to the Vikings. They could be called up to fight at any moment, so they always dressed ready for the battle. Viking homes. Viking families lived in houses made from wood, stone, and turf. A hole was left in the roof to let out smoke from the cooking fire. People sat on the stools or benches around the fire and slept on the raised beds. So the Viking culture, they had houses made of wood. They had chimneys to let out the fire. They were able to have stools or benches to sit and a raised bed to sleep. They were always dressed in army ready or battle ready clothes, and that is why even today the people of the army or the armed forces always be dressed 24/7. Viking warriors carried wooden shield and wore armor made from the leather or shells. The iron and the wood spear, where the handle will be wood and the edge will be made of metal. Helmets will be made with hose guard, and then chains are also made with along with the shirt. They had a great skin shoes. Storytelling. They entertained each other. Vikings told long stories about their heroes, gods, and great warriors. Not only that, they had stories about their own fights they had earlier because they were warriors. The small statue of a Viking god called Frey is carried by them. Rune. The Vikings carved poems and inscriptions using symbols called runes. The Viking symbols is called runes, like hieroglyphics of Egyptians. Each rune was made of a straight line, so it was easy to carve them on a wood or stone. What you see here is a rune. This is a story or a song about their history and mythology. So they carved poems and inscriptions on stones. And this is the gods of the Vikings called Frey.